everyone. Welcome back to this series where I share highlights about my year 2025 and also tips of inspiration for you for the year 2026. In this video, I just want to share with you a few books that I will be reading throughout this year. Some of them I started reading last year, and others I will just start this year. Why am I sharing this? Because reading has really been a part of what changed my life, of what gave me keys to succeed, and what has helped me build up the person that I have become. Before, reading was not really a part of me, it was kind of challenging. But with time, I realized that it has been really helpful, especially throughout the year 2025, where I decided to give myself a goal. In 2025, I decided that I would read one book at least per month. And doing that tremendously helped me learn about business, about parenting, about marriage, about my spiritual life. I grew to a very high extent, and I was also able to overcome the fierce challenges that I had throughout the year 2025. This I'm going to talk about in another podcast, God willing. But for now, let's focus on the books. For this year, I have three categories of books. One of them is spiritual growth. The second category is personal growth, that includes parenting and marriage. And the third category is business. Why? Let me tell you a bit about my profile. I'm a child of God. I'm a wife. I am a mom. I am a sister to many people and a mentor as well. And I am a businesswoman and I'm an entrepreneur. I'm also an employee. So these whole lot of, you know, fields require me to keep learning and learning and learning and learning and building up myself. So these are the main three categories I will be showing you today. So the books I have is not all that I'll be reading for this year. There are still some that I buy. So before I begin, I'll give you one strategy. How do I get my books? First, most of them I get inspiration from listening to podcasts. People used to share what they read, what they intend to read, and that is how I learn. For example, last year I was listening to a podcast from Miles Monroe on management, and when I was listening to that, he talked about a book. I wrote it down, and then I went to Amazon, ordered, and that's how I read. And mind you, it completely changed my life about management. It gave me a very important key about mortgages. So you don't want to ignore this, do you? All right. So the first book is this book from Andrew Mohak, Discover the Keys to Staying Full of God. This is for spiritual growth. For now, this is the only one I got. Well, there are two others, but that I categorize in personal growth. So this is one of the books I'm going to read today. And how I learned about this book was when I was listening to a teaching from Emmanuel Iron. And this is my next book that I will be reading this year. It's called Bringing Up Boys from James Dobson. It's a book I had to read last year, but I unfortunately didn't get a chance to. So I am taking it back this year to read. And then the next book is in French. It's called Déjouer les pièges du manque de pardon. It's written by Pastor Jacques Balanda. It's a very deep book. I admire this man of God a lot. He's so deep into personal growth and healing of internal wounds. And because it is always a process, then that is why we don't stop learning. We keep learning every day, every day. So I'm going to read this. And this book was a gift from a friend. It's called Je quitte la peur. Je quitte la prison de la peur. That's the title. It's in French as well. I'm bilingual, so I read both. Je quitte la prison de la peur. I suffered from fear for so many years, and me keep learning is also a way for me to help pull out other people. out of here. And this category is business. I got this book last year, but I haven't been able to read it yet. But I'll read it this year, hopefully. It's a very huge book. You can see it has quite a number of pages. It is called The Principle of 80-20 from Richard Koch. So I intend to read it as well. Maybe not all, but little by little. And then this small handy book is called Business Habits. It's also for entrepreneurship. And most books that I read that concerned business did not only help me for my businesses, but it also helped me as an employee. So don't tell yourself that because you're not an entrepreneur, you don't need to read. If you are an employee, it's going to help you as well. Be a good employee, like be your best at work. Because mind you, the way you perform at work also is a seed that you're planting for your own businesses in case you want to have in the future. And this, I started reading last year. I'm not done. It's quite an encyclopedia. And it has tips for Canadian businesses. If you're building a business in Canada, it's called Canadian Small Business Kit for Dummies. That if you're a beginner in business, you need to get this because it will build you, your knowledge, your confidence. It will guide you on how to make good choices for your business and more. So, like I said, these are 7 books in total, but my goal is minimum 1 book per month, and I still have others to get. And my tip is purchasing progressively. You don't have to sit one time and then buy a whole lot of books, but you can tell yourself that I will spare $25 per month on a book, and that is how you will reach your goal. Thank you for paying attention and have a great rest of your day. Bye.